Hello guys! In this video, we're going to talk about a complete tutorial on Google Analytics 4. Next, let's talk about what is Google Analytics 4. Before we begin, please hit that like button to show us your support and help our videos reach more people. Now let's get started. Google Analytics is widely used by businesses to track user interactions, such as web domains. Most businesses know that this platform can be a useful tool to track the amount of traffic that they can get. The new Google Analytics 4 comes with the new features that make it different from the old version. One of the new changes is the data modeling feature that uses AI to fill in gaps in data. Before, the analytics may be blocked by cookie consent rules to focus on privacy. The new analytics can fill out data for website traffic using its advanced machine learning models. It can help businesses collect significant data from users. There are new reporting features that allow you to have more detailed insights into how people interact with your site. It helps provide insights into your website and also adapt to changing environment. Google Analytics gives more control in adapting to environments and being flexible without the need to reconfigure the tracking code. Google Analytics 4 still uses the same platform for the app plus web system. This system's focus is on tracking users across apps, software, and websites. This means the goal is to shift the data shown to focus on users. The new analytics also focuses on events. These events are the way that data is represented in the new analytics. It will be easier to fill in the gaps that businesses are not able to understand. Google Analytics can be beneficial for analysts, marketers, or even developers. It joins data from websites and mobile apps in one simple interface, and it provides reports that are useful for measuring a variety of user experiences. You can group users into audiences based on the probability that they will make a purchase. If your marketing goal is to drive more traffic to your website, you can learn which users are engaged with your content. Some users might browse your content, but you will know who is actually spending time on your website to read your blogs, articles, or even watch your videos. Google Analytics is the future of analytics. It offers a new generation of web analytics. Marketers can analyze customer metrics aside from website traffic. It also tracks customer path across multiple platforms, and it provides detailed insights into how users interact with your website and app. Your homepage report will help you determine where new users come from, what your top performing campaigns are, or which pages get the most views. Next, your real-time report shows you what happened within the past 30 minutes. Next, lifecycle reports can quickly answer how your audiences discover and enter your conversion funnel, or how they behave once inside the funnel. It also includes user reports on demographics and technology. Next, let's talk about how is GA4 better than Google Universal Analytics. Google Analytics 4 uses different data structures and collection logic. With Universal Analytics, the metric that stands out is the page views, while Google Analytics 4 focuses on events. You won't get generalized insights about your audiences, but you can understand how people interact with your site and your app. Users. GA4 uses 3 user metrics, such as total users, active users, and new users. In Universal Analytics, it only has total and new users. It is better to focus on active users rather than the total users, who might have inactive users as well. Next, page views. When gathering data using page views, GA4 combines both web and app data in the same property, while Universal Analytics tracks views in separate mobile-specific properties. Next, sessions. UA's session, the user is actively engaged with your site or app, while GA4's session is considered when a session starts. UA allows a session to be started when midnight arrives, but GA4 sessions are not restarted at midnight. Next, session or traffic-based acquisition metrics. GA4's acquisition metrics are aligned with the metrics of users or sessions. Next, conversions. When submitting forms, UA's conversion counts a single user who submits multiple forms as one conversion only, while GA4 counts a single user who submits the form 2 times will count it as 2 separate conversions. Next, bounce rate. Universal Analytics counts the percentage of single-page sessions with no interaction with the page as a bounce rate. GA4 has a percentage of sessions where the user only visits your site and leaves without triggering events. It will count as a bounce. Also, GA4 counts the session as a bounce when a user doesn't meet any criteria for an engaged session. Bounce rate in GA4 provides a useful way of measuring the rate that your customers engage with your app or your site. Next, event count. UA has separate metrics such as category, action, and label. The total events increments every time each of these events are triggered. GA4 events have no category, action, or label events. Every action, such as when someone views your page, is considered an event count. GA4's events-based model will target each user interaction as individual events. GA4 suggests new audiences. You can view this data under Library, then go to Audiences. You can also customize report navigation. It is possible to edit all reporting objects in a property, including collections, detail, and overview reports. You can create a new collection to change how reports appear in the report navigation. Google Analytics has new metrics that you can use. It has engaged time, engaged sessions, and engaged rate. Google Analytics 4 has predictive metrics that can help you make decisions based on user behaviors. You can look at the purchase probability, churn probability, and predicted revenue. These metrics help you predict the future behavior of users. The Explore tab on GA4 provides more control over how you want your data to be shown visually. It's an improvement from the data visualization from Universal Analytics. Next, segment overlap. Segments can be used in both Universal Analytics and Google Analytics 4. Segments can be a condition group, such as users who came from a specific location, users who visited your page, or users who purchased your products. Next, funnel exploration. You can find out how your visitors become customers as they purchase one time or as they become repeat customers. Path exploration. Path analysis visualizes event streams, such as the tree graph. Event streams are a series of events that are triggered by a user's actions. This can help marketers learn which repeating behavior is not beneficial for their strategies. GA4's flexibility with data analysis is much better than the Universal Analytics. It can better predict user behavior, which can lead to better analysis and marketing decisions. Next, let's talk about how to set up a Google Analytics 4 account. If you're not using a Google account yet, you should create one, and you must have a Google Analytics account linked on your Google account. Now log into your Google account, then tap on this icon beside your profile logo. Then under Explore More Products, click on Analytics. You'll be redirected to this page where you can sign in or get started with Google Analytics. Now click Get Started Today. On this page, click Start Measuring. This page allows you to enter your details. Under Account Details, write your account name. Data sharing allows you to give more control over sharing your Google Analytics data. You can enable these options below. Now click Next. Property Setup. Create a Google Analytics 4 property. A property represents a business web or app data. Type in the property name here. You can name it with your business name, project, or website name. Then select the reporting time zone and the currency. Now click Next. In the section, add your business information. Select the industry category. Then select the business size and check how you intend to use Google Analytics. You can check all the options that apply. Now click the Create button, and from this window, check the box under the terms. Then click the Accept button. Once you have created a property, you can start collecting data streams. Data streams are the sources which your data are collected from. You can choose from the web, Android app, or iOS app. Now let's choose the web platform. Add your website URL here. Then the stream name. This section shows what it will measure, such as page views, scrolls, outbound clicks, site search, video engagement, and file downloads. Click on this icon and you will see this window where you can enable or disable some of the options here. Then click Save. Now click Create a Stream. Now you can see that Google Analytics 4 property is now created successfully. This page shows the stream details, including the URL, ID, measurement ID, and the events. You can see the data stream created here. Another way you can set up Google Analytics 4 is to access your admin section on your existing Google account. You can create another account for another website that belongs to another business. Use the same Google account. Once you're on Google Analytics, click Admin. Now click Create Account. Write your account name. Next, configure the data sharing settings so that you can choose which data you want to share with Google. Customize how you share data with Google. You can check to share Google products and services, benchmarking, tech support, or account specialist. When you turn on Google products and services, Google can better understand online behavior and trends. Use this for managing your ad campaigns. Benchmarking can help understand what's happening across your entire industry. It lets you know where you stand in your industry. Technical support will allow you to receive help from Google's analytics support representatives to provide resolution to technical issues. Account specialists are sales or marketing specialists who are trained to find ways to improve your experience with Google products. Create a Google Analytics 4 property. Add your business information. Now click the Create button. Check the box under the terms. Once you have created a property, you can start collecting data streams. And that is how easy you can set up your Google Analytics 4 account. Next, let's talk about installing tracking code on your website. Do you have Google Analytics connected to your website? When your website is connected to Google Analytics, you can learn where your website visitors are coming from. Are your viewers staying to read your content? Or are you generating revenue from your e-commerce site? This data can help you make improvements to grow your brand or your business. As you connect your website with Google Analytics, you can understand the engagement of your viewers on your website. You can also customize the reports that you can view from your analytics based on the data that is collected from your site. It is important to install your Google Analytics tracking code on your website. Once you created a property and a data stream for your website, you can start installing your Google tag using a website builder or CMS, or you can install it manually. First, log into your Google Analytics account. Click Admin. Under Property, click on Data Streams. Choose the data stream that you have created in the section. From this window, look for the Google tag. Then select View Tag Instructions. From this window, you can install your Google tag using a website builder or install it manually. First, let's choose to install it manually. Now, to install the Google tag on your website, you need to copy and paste this code on every page of your website. Your web developer can add it for you. If you'll be the one to add this code, look for the head HTML elements on the top of your website's HTML code. You need to paste this entire script inside the head HTML codes like what you see in this notepad. Now, if you need to install the Google tags using your website builder, you can use this option. Let's choose to install this Google tag on our Wix site. Tap on this option, then copy your tag ID. Take note that you must have a premium Wix site and a connected domain if you want to integrate your Wix site with Google. Now sign in to your Wix account. From the Dashboards menu, look for the Marketing and SEO section. Browse this page and look for the Marketing Tools. Here you can find the marketing integrations. And this is what you need to access so that you can connect your Google Analytics to your Wix site. Click the Connect button under Google Analytics. You may notice that this message shows you that you need to upgrade to the premium plan if you want to connect to Google Analytics. If you haven't upgraded yet, you can select from the premium plans available. In this section, make sure that you have set up a Google Analytics property so that you will have a property ID to use here. You can find the property ID as the measurement ID. Copy this measurement ID and paste it on the marketing integrations on your Wix site. Just paste it as shown here, then click Save. Once you follow these instructions, your tag will be successfully installed on your Wix site. And that is how easily you can install your Google Analytics tag on your site. Next, let's talk about how to upgrade to Google Analytics 4. Are you still using Universal Analytics? It's time to upgrade to Google Analytics 4. Universal Analytics will no longer process new data beginning from this date, so make sure to switch and upgrade to Google Analytics 4 as soon as possible. You may notice a different way of presenting data in Universal Analytics when compared to Google Analytics 4. On your Universal Analytics account, click Admin. If you're still using Universal Analytics, you can view these three columns. When you've upgraded to Google Analytics 4, you can view two columns for your account and your property. If you check out the Property section for a Universal Analytics account, click on GA4 Setup Assistant. This page shows you two options. The first option is to create a new Google Analytics property. This option will allow you to create a new Google Analytics 4 property when you're still using a Universal Analytics account. Another option is to connect an existing Google Analytics 4 property. Since you're going to upgrade from Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4, you need to choose this option to create a new Google Analytics 4 property. Make sure that you are the admin of this account so that you can view the Get Started button to start creating a new Google Analytics 4 property. If you're not the admin, you will see this note that you need permission from the admin to choose this option. When you're the admin and you click on the Get Started button, you will view this pop-up window. This wizard will create a new Google Analytics 4 property. Copy the basic settings from your Universal Analytics property and turn on Enhanced Measurement. Another optional setup is to enable data collection using your existing global site tag. When you enable this option, you can start manually configuring settings such as conversions, audiences, events, and product links. Now click the Create Property button. Now you have successfully connected your Google Analytics 4 property. Take note that your Universal Analytics property data will still remain intact and will not be affected as you upgrade to Google Analytics 4. Your Universal Analytics property remains unchanged. Below, you can view the connected property with the Universal Analytics property that you have. You can start exploring and setting up your GA4 property. Click this button. You can see that this is your new GA4 property and your connected UA property remains unchanged. You can start your data collection here. The property settings show the Google signals, set up conversions, define your audiences, and manage users. For the features that you haven't started yet, click on this arrow to take action. For Google Signals, click Manage Google Signals, then manually set it up depending on your business needs. For your conversions, you can choose to manage conversions depending on your business needs. For audiences, you can see the recent audiences here. You can also build a new audience. You can see the suggested audiences such as recently active users, purchasers, non-purchasers, or users who are not active for the last 7 days. Under Google Ads, you can connect to your Google Ads account so that your data are exported to Google Ads. It is important to upgrade now from your Universal Analytics to Google Analytics 4 so that you can enjoy the benefits of using the upgraded features that are only available on Google Analytics 4. Next, we're going to talk about the overview of Admin Panel in Google Analytics 4. Do you know where you can configure your Google Analytics 4 features? Under Admin, you can manage and configure accounts, properties, and views. The admin page in Google Analytics will give you access to the Analytics administrative features. So log into your Google Analytics account, then click on Admin. Under Account, you may notice that you can create a new account here. Just input the data from this section and then submit this form. Account settings allow you to view the basic settings of your account, such as the account ID, account name, country of business, and the data sharing settings that you have shared with Google. Account Access Management shows the users that you have added who can access your account. You can add users and select their roles such as administrator, editor, analyst, viewer, or none. Under Property, you may notice a button where you can create a new property. This drop-down list shows you the different properties that are created on this Google account. For each property in this list, you can set different data features that you can find here. For each property in this list, you can set different data features that you can find here. Setup Assistant shows you the features for your new property. This property shows that you are still using the Universal Analytics property. The data collection shows you to collect website and app data. The property settings shows the settings for turning on Google signals, set up conversions, defining audiences, and manage users. Under Google Ads, it shows features such as the link to Google Ads, bid on GA4 conversions, and target ads to GA4 audiences. The advanced setup is optional. It shows more features such as import data, link to BigQuery, user ID, and measurement protocol. Google Signals are session data from sites and apps. It enables cross-platform reporting, remarketing with Google Analytics. It provides deeper insights on your customers using Google data such as enhanced audience and demographics reporting. It also includes all existing advertising features such as demographics and interests report and remarketing. Data Streams shows a list of data collection streams that we have created. You may also add a new stream here. You may choose platforms to create a data collection, such as the iOS app, Android app, or web. If you have already created a web data stream and you decided to add another web stream, it might lead to inconsistent results. Data Settings shows the data collection, data retention, and data filters. Data collection shows Google Signals, granular location, and device data collection. The data retention shows user and event data retention. You can add event data retention and choose from this duration. Data filters show you the filter types such as internal traffic. You can deactivate or activate the filter here. Data import allows you to upload data from external sources and join it with your analytics data. You can create a data source. You can write a data source name here. The data type shows cost data, item data, user data by user ID or client ID, or even offline event data. Below, upload the CSV file for importing it on your Google Analytics account. Reporting identity determines which method you would like to identify your users, such as blended or observed. Attribution settings show the reporting attribution model and a look-back window. The attribution model is used to calculate conversion credit in your reports within the analytics property. This affects conversion and revenue data. Next, we're going to talk about how to track events. Have you already connected a Google Analytics tag on your website? It is important in tracking your events on your GA4 account. Events that are tracked include these parameters: the first visit, page view, session start, and user engagement. Events are the activities or engagement of web page viewers, page traffic, or customers on your page. It is used to collect data for your reports on Google Analytics 4. You can track the events on your website as you have successfully added the tag on your site. Google Analytics 4 will automatically track events on your site every time someone triggers an event parameter, such as page view. There are different types of events collected on Google Analytics 4. First, automatically collected events. These are the default events that are available when you set up the Google tag on your site. Next, enhanced measurement events. These are the data collected from websites. It allows you to measure interactions with your content as you enable options in your Google Analytics 4 account. These can be enabled for a web data stream. Enhanced measurement lets you automatically track the actions such as scrolls, outbound clicks, site search, video engagement, or file downloads. There are also additional events that require some implementation to view them in analytics. These are the recommended events and the custom events. Recommended events are the events that you implement but have predefined names and parameters, while custom events are the events that you define depending on your business needs, and you can customize the name of the parameters and the events. If you don't find any parameters that are available on the events list, you can set up custom events suitable for your marketing needs. You can view your events as they are triggered in the real-time report and the second stream in the debug view report. These actions are used to track events in your reports. Click is triggered when someone clicks a URL link on your site. File download event is triggered as people download file extensions from your site, such as PDF, doc, or text files. A scroll is triggered when someone scrolls not just a part of your page, but 90% of your page. For videos, you can monitor events such as video start, video progress, which is triggered when at least 10% of the video is played, video complete, which is triggered as the video reaches the end, and view search results. Adding these events to your website helps you measure additional features and behavior. You can add events for all properties, such as user login, purchase, refund, or sign up. For online sales, you can also use these events to measure sales on your site. Sample events are add to cart, begin checkout, select item, or view promotion. If you are monitoring events for games, these additional events can be useful to collect in your data reports. Monitor events in debug view. To view the debug view, go to Configure, then choose Debug View. The debug view report shows these data such as events, event parameters, and user properties. You may notice the second stream and the minute stream. The top event section shows the top list of events that were logged in the last 30-minute period. Next, let's talk about additional tagging options in GA4. Google Analytics 4 tags helps bridge the gap between web and mobile analytics. Tracking on Google Analytics 4 is possible by the use of tags. First, log in to your Google Analytics account. Now click on Admin. Under Property, look for Data Streams. Now select the data stream that you have created. Under Google Tag, you can find Configure Tag Settings. You may notice that your Google tag is shown here. Under Settings, you can view more tag settings here. Click Show All to view more of the tag settings that you can apply. First, manage automatic event detection. These are the configuration that you have selected for your data stream collection. You can view the options such as page views on browser history change, scrolls, outbound clicks, form interactions, video engagement, and file downloads. You can enable or disable some of these options on this page. Next, configure your domains. You can add conditions to your domains, and this enables cross-domain measurement. Tap on this button and fill up this form. Next, user-provided data from your website will improve measurement and get more insights into data that people provide to your website. Next, define internal traffic. You can create rules that will act as data filters. Internal traffic is any traffic from an IP address. You can create rules that identify internal traffic. Type in the rule name and the IP address here. Next, list unwanted referrals that arrive on your website through another source, such as through a link on a third-party domain. This helps make sure that your data includes only referrals in which you're interested in. Create a set of conditions to identify the domains whose traffic you don't want to identify as referrals. Another way you can add and update your tags is by using Google Tag Manager. On your Google Analytics dashboard, click on this icon to view and explore more products. Now choose Tag Manager. You need to register your account to use this Tag Manager. Click the button Start for free. You'll see this window where you can add a new account. Under Account Setup, add an account name. Select your country. Under Container Setup, write your container name. Then under Platform, you can choose from the web, iOS, Android, AMP, and server. Then click the Create button. From this window, accept the terms of agreement. Once you've created a Tag Manager account, you'll see this pop-up window to copy and paste the code below on your site. There are Google Analytics 4 configuration tags and Google Analytics 4 event. You may notice that there are many types of tags that you can choose from. You can choose from Universal Analytics, Google Ads Conversion Tracking, Remarketing, Floodlight Counter, Sales, Conversion Linker, and Google Optimize. Now add the measurement ID here. Click the Add icon, Then choose a variable. Under Fields to Set, you can add a row. Then add a field name and value. Under User Properties, you can add a row. Under Advanced Settings, you can add a tag firing priority. You can have the option to enable a custom tag firing schedule or only fire this tag in published containers. Under Tag Sequencing, choose to fire a tag before or after the tag fires. Under Additional Tag Metadata, include tag name, then add metadata. Additional consent checks have options such as Not Set, No Additional Consent Required, and Require additional consent for the tag to fire. Now click Save. Now take note that if you don't have a trigger, this message will show up as a notification. It tells you that this tag doesn't have a firing trigger. So unless a trigger is added, the tag you've created will not fire. So make sure to set up a trigger. Next, let's talk about how to measure customer acquisition in Google Analytics 4. The acquisition reports provide information about where your traffic originates. It helps determine where your website or app users are coming from. If you know where most of your customers are coming from, it helps you decide where you need to improve or where should you focus on getting more traffic and customers. You may notice that the acquisition is separated into user acquisition and traffic acquisition. The acquisition gives a quick review of the top channels sending visitors to your website. Example of traffic sources are Google, Baidu, or Bing. It also shows which channels drive the most traffic. The acquisition gives a quick review of the top channels sending visitors to your website. The acquisition overview summarizes your acquisition data to help understand your traffic. The user acquisition shows the information about where the new users or customers or web traffic are coming from. Traffic acquisition shows the information about where new sessions are coming from. When you check the overview, it shows the total users and the new users on your site. The users in the last 30 minutes shows the real-time traffic that is received on your site. It also shows users per minute by a graph, so you can easily view the number of traffic redirected to your site at a glance. It shows the top countries where your traffic is coming from. It also shows the number of users in summary in the last 30 minutes. The new users show the channel by which the user was first acquired. Channel groupings are rule-based definitions of your site's traffic sources that let you monitor the performance of all channels sending traffic to your site. Let's check out the user acquisition page. The user scope dimensions show you where your new users are coming from. If the first user source dimension has a value of organic, it shows the users who landed on your website for the first time through an organic search, such as Google search. For example, the data shows that there are 1,480 first-time users who discovered your site using organic search. And there's more than 3,000 sessions that lasted longer than 10 seconds or had a conversion event or more than 2 screen or page views. In this example, the engagement rate is 65.9%. The engagement rate shows the percentage of engaged sessions in relation to the number of sessions. Next, the engaged sessions per user shows the number of page views and conversion events for every user shown here. The average engagement time shows the length of time that a user stays on your app or website. In this example, the average day of users is about 10 minutes. Now let's go to the traffic acquisition page. It shows the graph of users who discovered your site using these actions. Below, the legend for the graph shows the color and the source. This graph shows the session default channel grouping over time. If you place your mouse over a point in this graph, it shows the data and the summary of the number of users for each source. You can also concentrate on one source to show in the graph. Just click on one of these. Or you can also compare multiple sources. Just click on another source. This graph shows the total number of users per source. You can change this default primary dimension to session source. It will show the website sources. You can also add a secondary dimension here. This shows the total number of active users from this website. Session counts as the action triggered when a user opens your app in the foreground, views a page or screen, and no session is currently active. The engaged session lasted longer than 10 seconds, and it also shows the total number of engaged sessions in the session source. Next, let's talk about how to measure engagement in Google Analytics 4. Google Analytics allows you to analyze the engagement metric tool that helps you monitor your website traffic. If there are plenty of users who view your website, they might not be actively engaging with your site. The engagement metrics will help you understand how your viewers engage with your site. An engagement rate is a representation of your engaged sessions to your total sessions. The good thing about Google Analytics 4 is you need not compute the ratio to learn what's a good engagement rate. An engaged session is a session where the user stayed on your website for at least 10 seconds, has viewed more than one page, or has triggered a conversion event. You need to know the engaged sessions per user and the engagement time as well. You can understand the user behavior and the quality of your website. The events and the conversions report show the number of users who triggered the events and conversion events on your site. The overview report includes the average engagement time. It calculates the number of user engagements in relation to the days in a specified date range that there are active users. It shows a trend line for each metric. It helps you determine how long users stay on your site. Events allow you to measure direct, distinct user interaction on a website. Clicking a link or completing a purchase are the actions that you can measure with events. You can view the users in the last 30 minutes in real time. You can see the number of views and event count, and you may notice you can see the event count by event name here. You may notice the event names such as view promotion, view item list, page view, user engagement, scroll, view item, or session start. Each event name shows the event count. This data will help you understand which events are used by your viewers most of the time. Pages and screens show you a graph that shows the section of your website that your visitors are spending the most time on. You can view the trend line showing you which page gets the most views and engagement. The bar graph shows you the top page that got more views or triggered events. Below, you can view the primary dimension, such as page title and screen class, page path and screen class, page title and screen name, or content group. You can also add secondary dimensions, such as demographics. The top page on this list will show you the total number of views. Views are the number of single screens or pages that the users saw. It even includes repeated views of a page. It shows the total number of users who viewed this page. You may notice the number of users compared to the number of active users here, and you may see a difference in number. It shows the average engagement time that a user stays on their page. It also shows the number of unique users who scroll down at least 90% of your page. The event count for each page is also shown here, and the conversions show the total number of conversions on this page. Next, let's talk about how to track monetization using Google Analytics 4. Google Analytics 4 gives a report to the revenue that you have acquired within a span of time that your products are promoted on your site. These reports allow you to view how much money you are generating and track the source of revenue that gets more sales. Now log into your Google Analytics account. Then click Reports. Under Life Cycle, click Monetization. You can view the monetization overview to check the total revenue that you have acquired. Your e-commerce revenue is also shown here. If you have ad campaigns, you can view the total ad revenue here as well. The total revenue shows the sum of revenue from purchases, subscriptions, and advertising. The e-commerce revenue shows the total revenue from purchase events, including the tax and shipping. The trend line shows the growth of your revenue per day. Just place your mouse over each point to view the revenue that you have made for that day. It only covers the revenue for the month. Below, you can view the total purchasers and the first-time purchasers. The total purchasers show the number of users that logged purchase events for the period selected. First-time purchasers show the number of users that completed their first purchase event. You can check the number of purchases per day using this graph. You can discover the top trends where you have more purchasers. Next, this graph shows the average purchase revenue per user. You can determine the top trends when the users have the most purchases and also the amount. E-commerce purchases by item name show the item name and the total number of purchases per item. You may notice individual cards to show the summary of data for each group. It shows e-commerce purchases by item list name, item views by item promotion name, and e-commerce revenue by order coupon. It also shows what is your revenue from in-app purchases here, and also the revenue per ad unit will be shown in the scorecard. Now let's go to the e-commerce purchases tab. You can view the e-commerce purchases by item name. Using this scorecard, you'll determine the top items that are commonly purchased on your website. By looking at this graph, you can easily determine which product generated more sales. If you tap on the point for each day, you can view the total number of items purchased. Below the graph, it shows the top items that people are purchasing on your site. The item views and add to carts by item name shows points and add to carts. On this table, it shows the number of times the item details were viewed. Add to carts shows the number of times the users added items to their shopping carts. Next, the cart to view rate shows the number of users who added a product to their cart in relationship to the number of users who viewed the same product. E-commerce purchases show the number of times the users completed a purchase. Purchase to view rate shows the number of users who purchased a product in relation to the number of users who viewed the same product. Next, item purchase quantity shows the number of units for a single item, including in-purchase events. Item revenue shows the total revenue from items only, excluding tax and shipping. If you need to get free traffic from your video, social media, and SEO, we have a marketing app that can help you drive targeted visitors to any niche from every single traffic source. It's called Video Seeder. It's easy to use. Just switch it on and start driving traffic the first day. Publish your videos on 5 video platforms. Promote them on 10 social media platforms and drive free video and viral traffic with a better ranking. Video Seeder helps your SEO traffic grow faster. It is the most powerful video publishing and syndication system invented. Post your videos on blogs like WordPress. Get high-quality backlinks from powerful sites. Show up on all popular sites and dominate your niche completely. It runs from your computer and not a server, so it protects you from being marked as spam. Just publish your video on 5 video sites, promote it on 10 social media, and bookmarking sites. Schedule and forget, and Video Seeder takes care of it. Drive your social media traffic to your videos to get more YouTube video views. So try Video Seeder now. Go to videoseeder.in/sales. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.